Welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Happy New Year's, everyone. We appreciate you being here with us. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory. We got Trudell down the hall. We got Brez working at home. Allie is off this evening. The Lakers sweep the two-game set in San Antonio. They start off 2021, Rob, with a win. I'll just give you one stat that matters. LeBron and AD combined for 60. We know what happens when they do that.
They win.
They win the game.
Yes, they do.
That they did.
But, you know, the thing about this is it was a complete game. You know, the first half, Kuz was hot. Schroeder was doing his thing. And that's the thing about this team. Like, they can take over in the first half with other people, but we know who's going to get the rock down the stretch. As you see, LeBron took over down the stretch. AD was crashing the board down the stretch. And that's that's the sign of a team, a complete team. You know, they're still working out some kinks, but they're getting to be a complete team. There was a struggle win here tonight, but I'm still happy with the win.
Yeah, it's not easy to beat a team twice in a row. San Antonio, obviously, we're going to come back with some adjustments. They did a good job of finding their shots. They got some good shots, and then their bench was critical tonight. But I thought the Lakers did a good job collectively down the stretch. I thought Schroeder did a good job defensively. I know we're going to talk about that. I thought Wes Matthews, even though he didn't hit shots, he's very active in the game, making a good assists when they need it. And I thought down the stretch, the two kings, King James and AD, you know, close it out.
Yeah, AD with 34. I'm glad you brought up Schroeder. With KCP out, Dennis Schroeder stepping up big time down the stretch, Rob. Those final 3 minutes, the job he did on DeMar DeRozan, really impressive. Locked him down for a couple straight possessions.
Oh, yeah. You know, DeMar DeRozan is no easy task.
This is the one on DeRozan, but he also locked down DeRozan as well.
Yeah, he blocking shots and stuff like that. That's the thing that when you get engaged like that, excuse me, when you get engaged like that, it's going to make your teammates rise up and appreciate you more, because back in the day, you know, guards weren't known to play defense like this, you know, but down the stretch is what it counts. He locked up, he stayed in front, and people got to understand, DeMar DeRozan is one of the most prolific scorers inside the three that we've seen in a long time. But he was in him step for step, contesting shots, missed shot, he even shot an air ball.
And then simultaneously, Rob, he hit a big three when they needed it. You know, he can do both on both ends. He's going to be key as he continues to get used to the tendencies of his teammates. He'll be pretty good.
Back to San Antonio. Anthony Davis, star of the game with Mike Trudell.
All right, Anthony Davis, it's a tie game late, and then it becomes that half-court, possession-by-possession game. You and LeBron end up carrying the team to the win. What's the most key in those situations?
Getting the shot at the rim. Me and Bron pick and roll is very effective. Put the defense in the bind, and you know, he's a great passer where he can make the read to me, shoot the ball, or, you know, hit a guy on the weak side. You know, me and Dennis got it going early as well, too. So, you know, late game, we want to get in pick and roll and find out how we can exploit the defense, be in rotations that they don't like, and make shots.
Man, you had your guard skills working tonight on the perimeter, crossovers, pull-ups, fading threes. How much fun do you have with that part of your game when you can also go inside when you need to?
It was very fun. You know, Coach wanted me to be a little bit more active on the perimeter, and especially with, you know, I'm in a game with Trez or Mark, and that's what I try to do. I just try to go out there and just play basketball and you know, do everything, you know, that I can do within the system, and, you know, go out there and make plays for myself or others.
All right, last thing for you. It was 2 consecutive games against the same team. That's got to be a little tricky. Now you go do the same thing against Memphis. What did you learn in this context in this unique season?
You're never going to, you know, we got a convincing win the other night, and we know that, you know, just like a playoff series, you're not going to come in and, you know, easily win on the second night. And so this team came out very hot. You know, we let them get very comfortable. Our defense was non-existent in the first half. A little bit better in the second quarter, but for the most part in the first half it was bad. And I think they shot 38% from three. Obviously the late game threes trying to get back kind of dropped the percentage, but they shot well from the three, and we can't allow teams to just be comfortable at the three-point line. But we did enough to get the win. Like I said, we're still learning each other. We're still trying to figure everything out. And it's always good when you can do that while getting the win.
All right, AD, appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Guys, the Lakers went on that 9-0 run, that final 2 minutes and 34 seconds, of course, capped off by LeBron and AD. Rob, I'll start with you. AD tonight, 34 points. LeBron, 8 of 22. Anthony Davis, 13 of 26. We talked about his efficiency a little bit in the pregame show. Carried over tonight. He was much more aggressive. We've seen that in the last 2 games.
Hey, I hate to say this, but he owed us this, you know. It was one of those things where a guy came out kind of lackluster in a previous game at home. But tonight he came out in charge. It's almost like you say, you know what? I didn't have a good game in the last 2 games. I'm going to come out and show you who AD is and who I can be on the court. And the thing about AD, he can score from every angle on the court. He can back you down, and that's what I like about this offense. They exploit the matchups. Like the one play down the stretch where he hit a 3 to tie it up when the game was looking a little iffy. You know, it was a design play where he rolled out to shoot the 3. And if you're able to do that as a big, stretch the 3, and the next thing you know, I'm going to the hole, laying it up, reverse layup, it's hard to stop. And when AD skill set, he's a monster.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too, Rob. You know, he's starting to find, I don't know whether it's him or the coaching staff, but they're starting to find places on the court where he can see the defense, and it's hard to double team him. They start inside, like Rob said. Sometimes they start on the perimeter. He gets the 3. Sometimes he starts on the perimeter, and they move the ball around a little bit, and then he dives in there, and it's hard to send a double team. So I think they're figuring out some things defensively, how they guard AD, making it easy for him to produce.
Some interesting numbers for tonight. The previous low for the Lakers field goal percentage-wise was 47%, so this was their low by far, just 40, but they still got the win. But they continue to shoot the 3-ball well, 42%. They are second in the NBA at over 41 this year, so that is impressive so far. I know it's only through 6 games, but it's nice to have that kind of depth, especially shooting the 3. I do want to talk about KCP. I saw Mike's report about it being an ankle sprain. But still, James, you never want to see anybody get carried off, especially someone that's shooting 52% from 3, and he's also one of your best perimeter defenders.
Unfortunately, little injuries are part of the game. You hate to see anybody get injured, but you know he was going hard to the bucket, planted that left foot hard, and just kind of rolled over a little bit. I don't know what the X-rays are. I don't know if they have the results
sprain,
yet.
I think they said. But
mild sprain, that's good. That's good. So this is nothing. You know, nothing worse than that.
The thing you hate about it now is I hope they're staying and not flying anywhere tonight.
I know.
Because that would be the worst thing for that ankle. So hopefully he can get some treatment and he'll be back sooner than later.
I know, and now you think about that depth we talked so much about over this past month, getting ready for the season. And then Alex Caruso, we still know he's out because of the safety protocols. THT is probably going to get more minutes. Rob mentioned this when we were watching the game together. Wes Matthews. You even saw Kuz slide over and place him 2 immediately when KCP got hurt. So Frank's going to be able to do some different combinations, James.
That's the beauty of this team this year. The additions they made, the style of play that they're going to play. It seems like guys can step up. Pope goes out. Shooter steps his game up. Kuz gets a big offensive rebound. Wes Matthews, nice assist to Treads for, you call him Dreads? Call them Dreads. Dreads. For a nice dunk. So, it's a good problem to have. And it seems like coaching staff is, it's early, but they're figuring it out.
Yeah, I love seeing that attitude by Dennis Schroeder, and I know we've already talked about it, but that ability to lock up players on the other side, especially players that are hot offensively, just to have that mindset, that ability to flip it is nice, that mindset.
You know the funny thing about it? If you watch the last couple of games with him, it's like he almost enjoys it. He wants that challenge. He likes to talk a little trash, and he goes up and he plays the guy tough because when you're that quick and you're that strong where you can, body guys from getting to the hole, stay in front of guys, that's a big key, especially for a guy. Now he go down the other end, then he lights you up. So in his mind, he's just talking trash, and that's what you want right there, a guy who has that swagger, and he goes out there and plays hard on both ends.
It's almost as we hadn't lost Rondo because they are very similar. Shooters are a younger version, so that's a big plus.
I just got to say, Rob was right. We were watching the game, 2 minutes and 34 seconds left. Rudy Gay gets a 3-point play. I wasn't feeling great. Just didn't think the Lakers defense was stopping them enough. Spurs never scored another point. So big shot, Rob. 7-0 in the finals. Make it 8 tonight.
Okay,
good work on that. Good call. And Alabama's going to the finals.
Yes, they are.
Schroeder, all in double figures. AD with 34, LeBron 26, Schroeder with 15. Lakers shoot a season low 41%. But they win the ball game on 14 of 33 from deep, second in the NBA in three-point percentage, and it shows. Let's go back to San Antonio. KCP, who got hurt, he's with Mike Bresnahan, Laker Insider.
Is this the first
Hey,
time?
KCP, obviously the big question, how is your ankle? And do you think you could play a couple days from now based on what happened tonight?
Ankle is fine. X-rays was negative, just a little sprain. And hopefully I can go in a couple days. But we're gonna treat it for the next couple of days until we get to Memphis and see how we go from there.
You seem like a guy who doesn't miss a lot of time because of injury. Has this ankle ever bothered you? Have you ever had anything going on with this ankle in the last years?
This is the first time for this ankle that I can remember. But it's a little mild sprain, little ice, a little treatment. A couple like a day or two off. That I always say that I need. And I should be fine.
Talk about a guy like Anthony Davis. The guy impacts the game so many different ways. This is the second time this season, though, that he's made a bunch of threes, 4 for 6 tonight from three-point range. What does that tell you about his game and how tough it is to stop him, really?
Man, it's hard to stop him. When you got a big that can spread the floor, he can go to the post, he can work the elbows. That's kind of hard to guard because he can mix it up all game. And then, as far as coach want him to shoot threes. So just by him shooting that many, we know he can shoot them, and we encourage him to shoot them when he's open.
Thank you.
Kyle Goon.
Hey, KCP. You had that sequence at the start of the second half that I think you scored 8 straight points and then had an assist on a basket after that. What were you feeling, and was it just extra frustrating to kind of go down right when your confidence was there?
I just felt a little more energy than I had in the first half. I knew I wasn't. My energy wasn't there the first half, but the second half I tried to change that, and I came out, with great energy. Like you said, his first 8 points, and then just to go down like that, I was kind of upset, because I was starting to warm up, get loose, get into the game flow, and then that happened. Unfortunately, it's negative, but thanks for that. But I was a little upset that I didn't get a chance to finish the game.
Lakers travel to Memphis next for a pair of games against the Grizzlies. Game 1 is Sunday at 3. Make sure to tune in an hour early for all your pregame coverage, followed by postgame reaction after the game right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Lakers will be without Alex Caruso for that game on Sunday. Coach Frank Vogel confirming before Friday's game. The Lakers guard has been held out of the last 3 games due to NBA's health and safety protocols. Caruso was averaging 5 points per game coming off the bench for the purple and gold. Definitely missing him.
Spontaneously, sometimes it's eye contact, but if he gets behind the defense, you can bet on that lob coming.
He sets you up so pretty. He walks you up to the mid post.
Yeah.
That's a sign as a defender. If he's going to the mid post, he's going to spin on you. Spin out for the lob every time.
Rob, you going to break down a little Laker defense?
Yeah, we got some good, we got some bad, and we got some ugly.
I think I've been critical on that end of the floor.
Yes. 360 right here. This is going to start out with a little good. You see Gasol, sees the cuddle, he clogs the paint right here, comes off, he's talking to him, says, AD, I got your help if you come off. He's being big. Think about defenders. Sometimes when you're big, you just need to be big. Right there, he's being big, takes a little charge, but they don't call it. Get up, big guy. LeBron gets in there, off to the races. Here we got another one. Gasol's talking, LeBron's talking, everybody's talking. Ball, you man. Right here, he's telling him, pick. But here's the thing, he's a little late on this, but we're going to let him slide because we're going to have good rotation. He spins baseline, AD comes over to help. Look at the rotation. Look at his people. They're popping, they're moving, the ball's moving in it. KCP comes out, forces him off the 3-point. He drives, he dribbles, he passes. Gasol gets out to the 3. See, this is the thing about kids. Everybody wants to shoot 3. Allows Gasol time to get out there and contest. Off to the races. Now comes the bad part. Right here. Everybody's up playing defense. Nobody's talking. Right here, the defender gets, you can't do this, twin. Come on, twin. You can't get lost like that. He gets bumped off. Leave Rudy Gay at the top of the key for 3. Can't do that. You got to stay connected. Right here, same thing. Next time, give AD a pillow because he's just going to lay on the guy's chest. Give him a pillow. You got to get over that pick and get to Rudy Gay. Now, you don't get to the next guy. Now you got one of the best 3-point shooters in the game wide open for a 3. You cannot just die on the screen. So, next time, AD, get your pillow. Take a nap.
Use one right now. One thing that we kind of touched on a little bit earlier, James, maybe the pregame show, it's going to be a lot different this year with what's going on and how they're traveling. You're going to see a lot of back-to-backs against the same team. It's very similar to what you see in the playoffs, where you play a team every couple of days, every 3 days. So the preparation is a lot like the playoffs, where you can see different adjustments from game 1 to 2.
Yeah. Sometimes, teams don't have enough time to really make adjustments, so you will see a lot of the same thing. So if you're ready and prepared for that, you should be able to take advantage of that. And I think, that's going to be a key this year. It's not like the bubble, but seeing teams that quick back-to-back, staying in towns for a number of days, it's going to require you to keep your antennas up. Because San Antonio came ready to play tonight. They got some big buckets, but the Lakers, defense came in the fourth quarter and they closed it out.
So many times, Rob, if you're playing a team on a Tuesday in February, you're just rolling out how you roll it out. Sure, you have a game plan, you scout them, but if you're playing them on a Tuesday and a Thursday or Tuesday, Wednesday, now you can strategize, you can watch film, you can come up with a different plan.
Yeah, okay, because we all have plans that don't work sometimes. So in a game of basketball, you might come out with a plan and say, okay, it worked for this team, it worked for that team, but it might not work for you because you got the same personnel. Now you can adjust because you never know. The best thing about this is it's sort of like a little playoff preview. Now, I'm not saying San Antonio's going to make it to the playoffs, but it's like prepping for the playoffs.
Yes.
You got this team now, you can adjust. And it's another thing I like about it. It says to the team, let's see how well you can adjust on the fly.
That's what I like about it.
What can you do? This is a sign of a championship team. If I don't have to just go to a court and draw some up, if you can just go to a meeting and sit here and I tell you, hey, we need to do A, B, C, and D, if you can go out onto the court and execute, that's a plus.
You know who's in that scouting report?
Who's that?
Because they play him in a couple days. Again, back at Staples, Keldon Johnson.
Oh, yeah. He is now.
You know who he plays for,
right? He wasn't before. He is now.
All right.
Who he play for?
Let's hear from Frank Vogel. He's speaking with the media on Zoom.
Hey, Frank, so it gets into one of those half-court, possession-by-possession games. You guys have certainly been in a lot of those with LeBron and AD. What is most important in those situations?
Well, we have to make sure we work for shot quality and not settle, which I thought we did a little too much tonight. But we got to the paint enough when we needed to and made enough big shots. And I think Kuz's tip-in was a really big play, following up a shot, again, an effort play. And then defensively, you gotta guard them without putting them to the free throw line. And aside from a couple of and ones that they got, I thought we did a decent enough job making things difficult for them without putting them to the line.
When you have LeBron and AD as the base, how different is it when you can't go to KCP or Caruso, and in this case it's Shooter and Matthews? How much different does that make things for you, and do you have to coach any differently with the different players on the floor?
Yeah, well, everybody has different skill sets, brings different things to the table, but I thought those guys really competed defensively, Dennis and Wes in particular. Especially that one possession that Dennis had, I think, on DeRozan. Just playing one-on-one and competing. Those guys are good two-way players. Dennis hit a big three in the fourth there. West didn't score, but really impacted the game with his energy and our defense. We're struggling to find the proper energy to win a basketball game tonight. And I thought guys like Wes and Kuz, Talon coming in and filling in for KCP when he went down, really gave us a lift from an energy standpoint.
Dave?
Frank, when you guys were able to break things open with that late run, do you think that was just wearing them down or find the right opportunities? What do you think led to the run you guys went on late?
Yeah, we just stayed with it. I think we just persisted through our struggles, and that's going to happen from time to time. If you throw out a long regular season, 72 game regular season, you're going to have some wins that are a little uglier than others. And we knew coming in to this season with the nature of the off season and whatnot that there was going to be some ugly nights. And the key is, can you find a way to win? When you're not at your best. And we were able to do that tonight. So, proud of that type of, effort or perseverance through a tough night down the stretch to make enough plays to get the W.
Bill?
Frank, KCP has been kind of an Iron Man for you guys, really the last several years. When he has into something like this, he said that he felt like he was hopefully be able to play on Sunday. How much do you take into consideration the circumstances of this season when determining whether or not you want a player playing through, an injury that is relatively mild?
Yeah, I mean it's we didn't have a normal offseason or normal preseason. So, I think we factor those things into the decision. But ultimately, something like that just comes down to the medical team. More than anything, us as coaches are going to make a decision on if they say he's good to go, be in there. And if they feel like he should, sit out another game or two or whatever it takes, we'll follow their lead.
Operating that high post time.
And the back door is one of the oldest plays in basketball. Yeah. I love the get and go. I love the back door when you denied. Just go back door and mark us all. He will find you. No question.
Guys, I want to talk about three-point shooting. It's just always been a hot topic surrounding the Lakers. I remember last year when they went to the bubble and they were shooting so poorly and everyone's like, how are they going to win a championship? And then Frank talked about law of averages and they kind of turned it around. And this year, do they have enough shooters? And yeah, they went out and got guys that can shoot. And when you watch them every single night, like I look tonight, 7, 8 guys, they can all hit threes. It's spread out. They're efficient. Like I looked, they're 22nd in the league in three-point attempts, Rob, at about 31 a game. So they're really efficient. They're not forcing it. And they're second overall, 42%. Here they are again tonight, 42%.
For me, last year, they took bad threes. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the way they're playing this year, they're taking good threes. They're moving the ball. The feet are set. If you really look at the shots they're taking, there's only one person that kind of shoots off the run like that. That's Kyle Kuzma. Everybody else is more spot up, like right there, boom. Twin is spotted up. Schroeder's kind of spot up. LeBron does his patented step back. But all the threes they're shooting are good threes. Like I said, the shot right there, you see Kuz is on the move. And it's all about the quality of shot, not the quantity of shots to put up. And I think that's where the Lakers are understanding as far as everybody else in the league. They're just getting them up.
Yeah, we heard KCP talking to Perez about AD hitting threes. And we've mentioned this for the last year and a half. I mean, he's just unstoppable when he's got everything going. But tonight, 4 of 6, ties his career high in made threes with 4, Rob. And Frank Vogel wants him to continue shooting.
And I was going to say that, Geeter. It's one thing to hit threes, and Rob made a valid point. They're getting them within the offense. They're not forcing the issue. But when your coaching staff says, look, guys, we got to knock down some threes. So there was a time in basketball in the NBA, if you were a three-point shooter, you weren't getting that shot. We might have had 1 or 2 guys on the team that shoots them. But when the coach gives you the freedom to shoot them and you're getting them in rhythm and you're getting them within the offense, AD getting double team, kick it out, Kuz moving around the perimeter, hitting, Wes Matthews didn't hit it tonight, LeBron hitting threes. They have a collective of group of guys that can knock them down. Pope can hit him. I think Caruso, before he went down, he had started to hit
Absolutely.
him. So they struggled a little bit in the past, but I think this year they're on a mission to shoot a high percentage.
Every guy that comes off the bench can hit a 3. Every single guy.
Tucker.
Let's talk a little LeBron James, by the way.
Montrez.
Okay. My bad. He's getting the mid-range, though, about 10 to 12. My bad. You're right. 22nd triple-double for LeBron James in a Laker uniform. That's like 3rd all-time in a Laker uniform. He just passed Kobe. He hasn't been here that long, Rob.
I know. It hasn't been that long, but that lets you know the type of player he is. He's one of the best at the game, defining people, the true athlete, true basketball player where he can set guys up, making people around him better. And the thing about it is guys know it. Guys know he's going to get the ball. Because there's some guys out there that are scorers like LeBron. You might just stand in the corner with your hands in your pocket because you don't know you're going to get it. But with LeBron, you have to be ready to shoot. And every guy on his team knows he'll get it to him in the right spot to score.
He just plays all aspects of the game. Some guys are great scorers. They score every night. Some guys are great rebounders. They get rebounds. LeBron, he does it all. He scores, he assists, he rebounds, he defends. And it comes easy to him because it's something that he looks forward to doing every night. He doesn't say, I want to score tonight. Well, he will pick and choose throughout a game if the team needs him. But he comes to the game with a complete attitude. I'm going to do it all. That's why he's able to get triple-doubles, because he just plays the game. He doesn't think about getting it. He just does it.
Yeah, I think you hit on some great points there. I mean, we always say, you look at his line at the end of the night, and he's 28, 10, and 8. But he'll tell you, Rob, he does whatever it takes to win the game, whatever is needed of him. And if that's get 12 assists and lead the league in assists, then he does it.
Yeah, think about that, the last few minutes in the fourth quarter there. It wasn't about doing his little patented step back 3. We know he shot a lot of threes tonight. He was feeling good from 3. But he says, oh, hey, I got a little guy on me. I'm going to go to the post, and I'm going to bully him. He's going to play some bully ball. And that's what he did, because he knows the Spurs aren't that type of team that's going to come out and put a lot of threes up because Patty Mills was on the bench. So he just went inside and pounded him, got some rebounds, got some easy putbacks, should have got some and ones, but that's what it's all about. He understands the game, and he does what's best for the team at that moment.
He forces the issue. He doesn't wait. LeBron forces the issue, just like Bob just said, go in the post, pound it in there. He doesn't wait for a timeout to say pound it in. He just kind of coaches on the fly, does what he has to do. Look, he finds coups. He finds people when they need shots. So, yeah, he just coaches on the floor. He plays the game, does a remarkable job of leading this team.
All right, we do have Kyle Kuzma waiting to talk to the media. Let's go to Kuz now.
Hey, Kyle, we've seen you score plenty of ways over your years with the Lakers, three-point shots, drives to the lane. Tonight, something a little different. Under a minute left, you get the big tip in, the offensive rebound and the tip in. How big was that for the team, and what did it mean to you to contribute like that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, just continue to build championship habits, never giving up on plays, and I'm just trying to affect the game in other ways than scoring. And obviously that is part of scoring, but just attacking a miss and trying to help the team win.
You look at a guy like Anthony Davis, and he's really affecting games in so many different ways. Tonight he hit 4 of 6 from three-point range, kind of like what he did against Dallas just a few nights ago as well. How crazy is that he can also attack teams from deep pretty much consistently if he wants to nowadays?
He's just got a lot of confidence with his jump shot. Nowadays, obviously shot it really, really well in the bubble and is continuing to that trend. And he's confident, and we need him to, shoot those threes, but also, just affect the game how he does. So.
Kind of a weird set of games. Obviously, it's COVID-19 related. Did it feel like you were in San Antonio for a pretty long time, even though it's not playoffs, and now you go to Memphis for 2 in a row there?
Yeah, but I really like this format. I think it's something that the NBA should really suggest on keeping. Even as we kind of get back to normal, I think it's really great for one. Obviously, it's type of a playoff mentality where you play a team back to back. You have to game plan and execute a different game plan what you miss, but also from a recovery standpoint for us, being able to not fly to the next city and play and, have our bodies get inflamed and, that recovery process. So, I like it. Hopefully it can stay this way, but, we'll see.
You feel kind of like you play for a baseball team, spending all this time in one city in particular?
Yeah, it's kind of like that baseball schedule. But no, I think it's a good thing.
Thank you.
Dan? Hey, Kyle. Happy New Year. What were you guys able to do as a group, or were you able to do stuff as a group yesterday, kind of with an off day in a city that, I don't even know what the county rules are in San Antonio. What were you guys able to do?
We just did our best to celebrate the holidays, whether that's eating around the hotel together, throwing a little, Lakers organization, type party. And, just trying to keep it as regular as possible, be safe. So, we all can play today. So
you said you liked the format because of the recovery. I'm curious, what was the mentality like in between games? Were there game plan tweaks because you had just seen them? Was the focus a little different than it would be in a normal situation when, I think typically, right, you guys focus more on yourselves?
We focus more on ourselves. I don't think we necessarily had game plan switch ups. But if you are really dialed into the game, you notice that the Spurs did a little bit of things different. They tried Rudy Gay at the 5. A couple pick and roll coverages that they changed, and their game plan tweaked. So it added a little bit of a different element to us. They had us on our heels, and we had to adjust down the stretch.
Guys, I want to talk a little fourth quarter run for these Lakers. Remember, Rudy Gay gets that three-point play. Lakers go on a 9-0 run, James, that final 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Well, yeah, San Antonio, they were finding shots. The Lakers figured out that, they had to communicate, switch some, lock down the defense, and then offensively, they went to work.
That's a big play right there.
Easy buckets, offensive rebounds, closed it out.
Yeah, Dennis was big. Schroeder was big, locking up the guards down the stretch. He was playing some really good defense. Got a big block that we didn't talk about, and he was just causing havoc.
Yeah, he had that Deion Johnson. He was D'ing up to Rosen, whoever kind of stood in his way. I also want to talk kind of KCP, big game. If he misses time, you know, Caruso's not going to be there on Sunday. You're trying to figure out who can kind of fill in that spot, defending the perimeter. Wes Matthews, Kyle Kuzma. Frank's going to have some choices to make.
Yeah, personally, I like Wes Matthews. You know, he's a pretty active defensive player. Kuz has proven that, you know, he comes off the bench and provides a punch. But it'll be something that the coaching staff will look at. You know, they have some options over there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's LeBron or AD out, Kuz is kind of a no-brainer. But with KCP, it's an interesting one.
Come on, let's be real. Let's just start THT because he's the one that I want to see in that starting role because he was getting buckets in the preseason when he was starting. Put him in the starting role, man. Let's go.
Would you start Caruso if he was here?
No, I'll start THT. That's who I'm going to start. Confidence, man, for the young fella.
Kind of a bummer, no Ja Morant. Probably going to miss up to 5 weeks, James. Nasty injury with the ankle. But what a start to the season this young man was having. Scoring 44, getting, you know, double-digit assists.
Yeah, he's one of those players that, you know, if fans were allowed to come, you know, he'd be the one you'd be coming to see because he's that entertaining. That I can't watch that replay. It just drives me nuts. But, yeah, you know, he's young. He'll heal quickly, fortunately, but you hate to see a young player go down like that with that much anticipation.
Such a dynamic player, so explosive, and it has a joy for the game. You love when guys have a joy for the game. He goes out and plays hard. He's one of the exciting young guys in this league, and he's still young and still trying to learn this game, but he's already, you know, doing big things.
Rob, I know you're probably sick of me talking to you during games about the defense of the Lakers. Do you think you see improvements heading into this Memphis game? Teams trying to attack them in the paint. The Spurs not as successful tonight.
They're not as successful, but they can be because it's all about rotation. If you look at it, this is what the Spurs do. So this is not like it's something uncommon. The Spurs are one of the teams that score more points inside the three than anybody, so they're going to do that. But the Lakers found a way down the stretch to win. You know, they score a lot of points, but they only score 103 points in the game, so that's pretty good in this day and age. So I think with the Lakers, they still are trying to find their identity. Think about it. They got 2 new starters on a championship team. They're still trying to learn each other. They're still trying to learn the defensive scheme. And I want you to also think about this. This is only AD's second year with LeBron. Yep. It's still a learning process. Even though they won a championship, this whole team is new together. They still have more to learn. Just think about it. In 2 to 3 years, if they can stay together, this team will be a really good defensive team.
Yeah, I think they're getting better at the perimeter. You know, last year they had protection at the rim with Dwight, McGee, and AD. This year, I think you find guys like Schroeder, Wes Matthews. Kuz is coming back to block shots late. So you might not get the initial on-the-ball block shot, but you're getting guys from the weak side. So they're finding ways to, you know, have their perimeter guys not allow the offense to get in the paint. And when it does, they seem to be either picking up charges or either getting some alterations, and sometimes they get deflections. But I think they're getting better defensively on the perimeter.
As we wait to hear from LeBron James, Anthony Davis, we want to bring you back to December 22nd. That was ring night for the Lakers as they picked up a ring at number 17. Here's a little backstage Lakers.
Tonight, we celebrate our 2020 World Champion Los Angeles Lakers with the presentation of the championship rings.
Fitting for a year that's unlike any other, tonight's ceremony has a special surprise for coaches and players in the form of their ring presenters.
And now, we are joined by some special guests to present rings to head coach Frank Vogel.
Hi, I'm Jen Vogel. I'm Alexa. And I'm Ariana. And we are here to present my husband, Coach Frank Vogel, with his NBA championship ring.
We are so proud of you, Dad, and everything you accomplished this season. I can't wait to see it in person. We love you so much.
Yeah, I didn't know that was coming. That was something I'll never forget. It was a really great moment. I certainly got a little choked up.
We're proud of you. We love you. We're extremely happy for you bringing the first ring home.
Hi, we're the Morris family, and we're here to present my husband, Daddy, with his championship ring. Hugs and kisses. Go Lakers!
Hi, Daddy. I love you, and we are BFFs
so proud of you.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kuzma, and I'm here to present my son, Kyle Kuzma, with the 2020 NBA championship ring. I'm proud of you and all of your hard work and accomplishments. Congrats, Kyle.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Jackie.
As proud parents of Alex Caruso, we're here to present him with this NBA championship ring.
We can't wait to see the ring and your team shine this year.
Go Lakers!
What's up, Laker Nation? It's the Caldwell Pope family, and we want to congratulate our champion, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, on becoming a 2020 NBA champion.
We love you, Daddy. We love you, Daddy.
Hi, Anthony. We're so proud of you.
Nala and I are extremely happy and proud to present you tonight with your first ring.
We love you.
So proud of you.
Congratulations again.
Say go Daddy.
Go, Daddy.
Hi, I'm Gloria, LeBron James' mom, and I'm here with his Uncle T and his Uncle Kurt.
What's up, everybody? It's Bryce, and I'm going to be presenting my dad, LeBron James, his 2020 championship ring.
We're here to present LeBron with his 2020 championship ring.
Congratulations, nephew. We're proud of you. You earned it.
Congratulations, Dad. I'm really proud of you, all the hard work you put in.
Congratulations, Dad. Love you. Peace.
Lake Show 2021. Let's go. Let's kick this season off in a real way. Lakers!
Ceremony, which was a lot of fun. So, Rob, this team is 4-2. They're heading to Memphis. Give me a little 6 games in, what you're thinking about this Lakers squad.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like what Dennis Schroeder is adding to the game. I like how Gasol is working the passing angles and getting everybody involved. The only thing, I'm going to harp on is I want to see them get Trez more involved.
I knew you were going to say that.
I just, if you just look at his history and what he did for the Clippers and what he's brought to that organization, $6 million a year, and you're not using this guy, think about it. Once they find out how to use him and look for him, this offense is going to be very potent. Just think about it. He was almost averaging 20 points in the first 3 games. I think it was 17 points he was averaging in the first 3 games, and now they're kind of going away from him. And the more he plays, the more energy he gets when you give him the rock. He's the type of guy, if you give him some buckets, he's going to